You've made it to the third exercise. All right, that's awesome. So you've completed the colors, and now you know what you are the brightest in. You've identified a hiring process that is going to work with a better job description and outline, and hopefully this is something that you can start implementing right away. And now we're going to talk about the top 10 veterinary services that your team provides. So when was the last time you outlined all the services your veterinary team offers? Um, it surprises me how often I'll walk into a veterinary hospital and they have a wonderfully updated website that lists all of the services they provide, and yet the veterinary team has never looked at their website, has never had a conversation around these services, and that's quite a travesty. And who wins when defining, valuing, and promoting these veterinary services? Well, obviously, you as the manager win, the veterinary team wins, the client wins, and the pet wins who's receiving these services and these treatments and surgeries and all of that. So essentially, it's a win-win situation when we have this conversation with our team. Let's look at the bird's eye view from 5,000 feet, the services that you do provide, and they're immense. Many times veterinary teams can offer 5 or 6 services. The usual are spays, neuters, wellness plans, dental services, physical exams. They may have a behavioral service. But after that, they're really stretching it. They're really trying to think, what services do we provide? They don't consider that every time a doctor gives them an order or asks them to complete many of the tasks and duties they do during a day, those are services. Your veterinary clients cannot do that at home. So those are services you and only your team can provide. So grab a piece of paper, identify all the services you provide without cheating, because I did give you a list in your handout. So maybe you have the first 10 listed, but there's a lot more. I guarantee it. Maybe you're starting to feel a little perplexed and frustrated. What others do we provide? And definitely you can use this format to have a conversation with your team asking very similar questions. So remember how I mentioned a lot of lists and some can be posted on your website? And if your team has not looked at your website, that's another great exercise. Obviously, this is a snip from a veterinary website, and it's talking about the pet dental care and what it offers. And this could even be a training tool, having new veterinary technicians, assistants, receptionists, everybody going on your website and asking them questions and comments from your website. This is what your clients are seeing. And there's a huge disconnect if your clients are reading all of these wonderful, wonderful services and your veterinary team has no idea how to articulate the services that you're showing them, the clients, on your website. So now you can take a peek at that long list of veterinary services I'm giving you. This is by no way, in any means, complete. Your veterinary hospital may offer other extraordinary services that I have not compiled on this list, but it gives you a good start. So now, either from your own personal list that you wrote down or from the list I've provided you, highlight the top 10 services, the ones your clients come in all the time for. Now, another interesting resource, you can go on a number of the pet insurance companies and they will give you the top claims that they are seeing. You could even ask your pet insurance representatives what claims are being filed for your veterinary hospital. And you could also identify these through your software. There's a number of ways, or you and your team can just go by your gut. We see feline urinary syndrome at least twice a week. We see, and hopefully this isn't the case, a hit by car every now and then. But identify your top 10. So once you've done that, this is where you can really step into team scripting, using these top 10 services in training sessions. Definitely creating and generating treatment plans in your software. I often had an exercise I would do with my receptionist called Ring Ring, and we would sit down and role play difficult conversations with clients, or even offering these value add services. How does a receptionist really convey that to the client on the other side of the telephone? You can obviously bundle these invoices, or maybe they're called super coding in your software, and definitely identifying follow-up and outreach on these services. Maybe they could be reminders or senior care at 7 years. So many things that you can elaborate with your team. And do make this a team effort. We will further dive into the scripting and the value piece when we're together on site. But this is starting that conversation with you and your team, getting the ball rolling. You may have other ways that you use your top 10 services. Bulletin boards are a great way of helping your clients know and understand the services you provide. Phone messaging. I am placed on hold frequently. I know what good and bad phone messaging sounds like, what good and bad radios sound like. So if you want me to critique yours, I'm happy to do that. Terrific. That was a pretty quick exercise, although it's one that you could have with your team at an upcoming team meeting in a very similar manner. That 5,000 view look at the services, diving into the top 10, and then working through the value and how do they as a team articulate that succinctly and consistently. Your clients want consistent messaging. Fantastic. We look forward to seeing you in just a few weeks. I'm all packed and I'm ready to go, in a sense. But I'm looking so forward to meeting you. Have a great day.